Hello and welcome to Storytime with EpicXD and crap.
Yes. We're going to be reading Bodies of Evidence. We're going to start on page 29.
You need to say the author, dude.
Yes, and also I'm in this video.
Yeah, and he is. The author is... Who's the author? Brian Ennis.
Okay, with side commentators, Chrisy and Sal the Total Noob. Check out.
And I'm not a good reader at all, so if you're in for a
check out Epic and Sal's channel because you can. So, yeah.
And we're on chapters 2, Suicide or Murder, page 29. So we're not starting the chapters pretty far in because we already started reading it. So do I just go now?
Yeah, dude. Do it.
Alright. A murder will always need to use some degree of force. For instance, it would be almost impossible to persuade the victim to cooperate in setting up the I fucked up.
It's not persuade, it's persuade.
No, I know it's persuade. The victim cooperating in setting up the scene to put the noose about their neck and stand on a chair, for example, which would then be kicked away. There is likely to be advance of a struggle or mark on the floor where the murderer has dragged the body. Murderer has dragged the body. If he or she then passes the rope over a beam or hook and hails it up, the fibers of the rope may well show signs of this hailing.
That's a really common way of suicide, dude. Or homicide.
This is what it says in the book.
Okay.
The victim may have been strangled on the ground and the cut portion of the rope substance looped over the beam and across with the murderer's statement. Suspect's examination of the wood will not reveal any of the marks that a heavy weight or have made. Inspection of cut ends of the rope under a microscope can show that it was not cut under tension. In the general suicide, the rope would have been pulled tight by the weight of the body. Deaths by poisoning have frequently been attributed to suicide or accident, particularly where the victim was not regularly taker of drugs, either of prescription or to provide some kind of simulation. Nobody knows how many doctors have signed a death certification in such a case when the drugs has in fact been administered by someone else, either to end the suffering of a terminally ill patient or as an act of murder. The Northcoast English case was death of Charles Bravo on April 21st, 1876. 3 days earlier, Bravo died with his wife Florence and her companion Miss Jane Cott, and drank a glass or two of Burgundy. Late evening, he was heard calling from his bedroom, and Fox found him vomiting, after which he lapsed into unconsciousness. When the doctor arrived, Fox informed him that Bravo had told her he had taken poison. When the sick man regained consciousness, he admitted that he might have swallowed some laudanum, which he had rubbed on his gums to ease the migraine. Also, Bravo sent for leading physician Sir William Gould, who told her husband that he was certainly poisoned and dying. Bravo instead that he had taken nothing but Lendium. An analysis of his vomit, however, revealed that he was dying of antimony poisoning, probably in the form of medical remembering now as target image. There were no traces of antimony in the bargaining he had drank. However, and his wife and cock had eaten the same dish. Sir William Bell was convinced that whatever was taken, he took it himself, and coroner at the substance sequel inquest agreed with him. The Bravo affair soon became front-page news, and old scandals conversing Orlando Bravo emerged. A second inquest opened in July 1876 with the exhumed body of Bravo and Jane Cox, but although the jury returned a verdict of willful murder, there was not circumstantial evidence to fix guilt upon any person or persons. Did Miss Cox or Miss Bravo poison Charlie? And if so, nowadays the image of murder seldom matches that of course thinking scientists. If there is any reason to believe that a death in neither suicide nor accidental negligent investigation will always reveal those tiny pieces of evidence that will establish the truth. Murder thou have no tongue will speak with most cause organ. Any comments? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
No.
Oh.
I'm so intrigued in the story. Is insane.
Oh, here's another murder story here. This is case file.
Wait, it's over?
No.
The story's that story's over?
Well, it's actually the pages. The stories are the case files, basically. They have some stories like how to tell if it's a murder, basically, or suicide. This is a case file. So this is a crime file. Norman Thorne, the cooperative farmer from Sussex, claimed that his lover had hanged herself after she paid him a visit in December 1924, but the forensic evidence showed otherwise. There were no rope marks on the wood beam, and Elso Carson's neck appeared to be undamaged. Elso Cameron, a London typist, disappeared on December 5th, 1924, on her way to Sussex Portland Farm of 24-year-old Norman Thorne, her lover. 5 days later, her father, who had heard no word from her, contact police. When police came to the farm, Thorne told them that he too was considered, as she had never arrived at his home. A month later, when the police learned that Cameron had been seen on her way to the farm, they paid another visit, and underneath her suitcase, Thorne and told a different story. Cameron, he said, had a fact arrived and announced that she was staying until he agreed to marry her. Thorne had gone out, and returning late in the evening, he found her hanging from the beam in Portland shed. He had panicked, dismembered her body, and burned the pieces into his chicken run. Detectives pointed out that there were no deep rope marks on the beam, such as the jerk of hanging body would have caused, and the thick coat of dust on its upper surface has undisturbed. Servants also examined the exhumed remains and found extensive bruising on her head, face, elbows, legs, and feet. Dissecting her neck, he found no evidence of hemorrhaging constituent with hanging. The trail of Normrome provided a dramatic comparison between two archaeologists in defense called Dr. Robert Bronte, who had carried out a second autopsy on Cameron, at which Stepso Bruce was present near a mouth of after her body had been burned. Bronte claimed he found grooves in her neck with visible bruising. Salesword denied that this was so. On the last morning of the trail, Wilson made his final point. Drone had claimed that when he found her hanging, her eyes were open but screwed up. Wilson said, assuming unconsciouses to have inverted, if not death, the eyes would not been completely closed or completely open. A half-open condition with flexed limbs, certainly no Huckleberry Normanthone was found guilty and hung on April 22nd, 1925. Case closed.
Well, that's nice.
Here's a picture of the couple, if you guys can't see. Chapter 3, Mark of Death. Physical assault, whether unprotected or totally planned, attack often led to death. One used a knife for stabbing, causing mostly interstitial injuries and considered loss of blood, or for slashing when several major blood vessel is equally likely to be fatal. The blunt instrument leads, which can be anything, a hammer or an Bolton instrument of the leg, which can be anything, a hammer or just a hammer, an axe, a baseball bat, a beam of wood, a rock, even a victim's vacuum cleaner or a huge urn will break bones. Vacuum cleaner. Damage internal organs, facial, the skull, and energy of the brain, and at very least leave its mark upon.
Whoa.
Whose phone was that?
Mine. Just keep going. Keep reading. Keep reading. Just keep reading.
Ow!
Hold on. Just keep reading. Hold on. I'm muted. I'm muted. I'm muted. Just keep reading. Just keep reading.
That few physical energy could, or bruises. I like the first story I read to you guys. That was the best.
Yeah, the one before we started recording.
Can I read that one just right now
Alright.
so they can hear it?
I guess you can, sure.
No more phone ringing.
Alright, so we're going back to the suicide section to read you this weird attempted suicide.
Just somehow failed, even though...
It was a suicide epic fail, basically.
Yeah.
In universal literature, Smith would often consider with a case not one of his own, in which a man set out to hang himself from a branch of a tree that was on the edge of a cliff and stretched over the sea. First, he took a large doses of opium, then decided to make certain by shooting himself as well. The noose adjusted, the poison taken, the revolver cocked, he stepped over the cliff, and as he did so, he fired. The jerk of the rope altered his aim, and the bullet missed his head, but cut partly through the rope. This with the jerk of the body, and he fell 50 feet into the sea below. There he swallowed a quantity of salt water, vomited the poison, and swam ashore better and a wiser man. That's not fell, I don't know. What is?
Yo.
How did someone screw that much up?
I don't know. It's like he decided to hang himself off of a cliff while shooting himself and swallowing like poison.
He poisoned himself.
Yeah.
He wants to poison himself, hang himself, and shoot himself to make sure he dies.
Yeah.
All those
but
things.
then he just like then he accidentally shoots the rope, falls into the water, and vomits.
Yes. But I won't know. I thought 50 feet is enough height to kill you, even if you land in water.
Yup.
I think his mistake was being over the sea.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad mistake. Another mistake is the fact that
Oh no,
he even
lucky or not lucky.
I think that he just overdid it, honestly. Like, if he didn't bring the gun, then the rope wouldn't have cut.
Yeah. Well, I think he was lucky that he didn't die, and he finally decided not to commit suicide. That's all.
Yeah, he was lucky he didn't die because he's lucky he didn't die because that would have been sad because he's trying to commit suicide. So that would have been really sad if he would have died.
But at least he now he has.
But now it's just funny because he completely failed.
At least he has this crazy story to tell everyone how he attempted to suicide.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, now he has a better
suicide.
life. He's funnier now.
Yeah, now he could be a funny guy and make more friends, and now have a reason to live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a happy
That's
story
funny.
about suicide.
It's a happy story at the end.
Yeah, it's a happy story about suicide.
No,
Mhm.
failure.
Happy story in the world.
Yes.
It's a happy story about failure, suicide, guns.
Yeah, it's everything. Drugs, suicide, almost suicide, failure at suicide, guns, and hanging, which all end, and salt water, which all ends up failing.
And just rules in general.
Yep. Now the new #1 kids book. How the guy failed at committing suicide.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Back to Arkansas. Cruises. We're gonna get so much hate. There's gonna be so many mean comments about this. I can already
If
predict.
any engine.
If any comments are probably gonna be mean.
Yeah.
What time is it? 6:44? I'm gonna have to leave soon.
Yep.
It might seem a few physical energies could be greater significance to the force in pathologists than bruising. Writers to detective stories and even pro-cutting counsel in court have often suggested that a bruise can constantly revolve the point in jury. The force extended even the shape of the object causing the energy. The truth, however, is seldom as simple as that. A bruise, known medically as a contusion, is an escape of blood into the tissue due to rupture of some or the smaller blood vessels, usually the minor vessels or capturing. The first point to remember about a bruise, therefore, is that it can be inflicted and only on a living person, since blood will not flow from palpable after death. Violent attacks on a corpse can produce energies, resume the bruising, but these will be related to small compression of the force applied. Examine the autopsy should show the reveal energy different from true bruises. The second important point is that although this is a really long sentence, it made this kind of reminds me of Mythbusters, how I was mad at them. Like the episode where they're trying to prove superhero things, which I didn't know anything about, was like the one where they like try to punch a pigskin, see if it'll form a ring shape, because they didn't think the ring shape will be formed. But since it's just skin and no blood or anything, the bruising wouldn't happen. So I think they fucked on that one.
Yep.
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 Proven in this book.
For some reason, the first story was definitely the most intriguing too.
I like the crime files are intriguing.
But the suicide ones are funnier. I mean, not funny. More intriguing.
Funny.
More intriguing.
No, they're more funny.
They're so funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Suicide is like totally the funniest thing ever. No, don't commit suicide, kids. It's bad and not funny at all.
Unless you fail, and it's pretty funny.
Unless you fail.
Don't try to fail though. You might end up succeeding. You might end up failing
Don't
to fail.
try it at all. Don't try it at all.
Yeah, I guess. Don't listen to Epic, but don't do it.
I said don't try at all.
I know. Just don't listen to Epic though. It just works better.
Just try it. Go ahead, try it. I dare you.
No, you can. Don't try it, but just don't listen to Epic.
No, you should definitely try it because it's good for you. Trying new things is good.
No, don't do it. I might get like flagged or something.
You're gonna get too much hate mail. And then I'm gonna get hate mail and like 20 dislikes on all my videos now.
Probably.
And there's a bruise on this picture. It's purple, red, and yellow.
Wow, looks sexy, man.
That sounds really nice.
You wanna
I
see
want
it?
one.
Well, it's bad.
I want one.
Our Skype call, I can't figure out how to turn on the camera because we're in a group call.
Too bad you don't have a webcam. Or do
I
you have
do
a webcam?
have webcam.
Oh, I don't. I just never bothered getting one, so I don't have one.
Where was I?
I don't know. And I think that it costs money if you're in a group, so.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, alright.
Which is stupid.
This might be the boringest episode you ever have on your channel, by the way.
Well,
who cares?
Uranium, are you playing Far Cry?
Yeah.
So they're watching you play Far Cry then, right?
And listening to Epic. That's the more important part.
Yeah, it's all about the story time.
That's the reason they click the video. Story time.
Yeah.
It's a relaxing story to help them go to sleep.
It's about murder and death. Totally the book you want to listen to before going to sleep.
And definitely very relaxing.
Yeah, it's like, is he gonna die? Yep, he dies.
How did I just miss like twice, and then kill them both with my third shot? I'm horrible at this.
Use your bow. Shoot a mofro in the throat with your bow.
I usually aim for the head with my bow because it's an easier shot.
I aim for the nuts. Oh yeah,
That's what they do with the sniper rifle.
To the channel soon, by the way.
What?
Once I get fraps, I'll record Far Cry 3.
Wait, what did you say? Like
Channel
before that?
promotion.
Oh, channel promotion. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll promote your channel. If that's what you're saying.
No, I was saying like we're all gonna post Far Cry 3 at one point. So.
Yeah, we should all play single player, and then I'll link both of the other channels.
Well, once I get
single
fraps, I'll
player.
start playing it because my recording software doesn't work on Far Cry 3 for some reason.
It works for me on Far Cry 3.
Shut up! Well, you
Emash,
use
emash,
fraps.
emash.
Use fraps. I use like don't.
I hate you, you stupid cheetah.
You're a cheetah.
He's cheating.
Oh.
He's a cheetah. He's a cheating
Oh, and I
cheetah.
got high score on Far Cry 3, so ha ha ha. Where was I?
By the way, it said that you only got like a new high score for your own high score, but okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what it said.
It said I'd be an Ubisoft employee.
What?
It said I got a high score over an Ubisoft employee.
Okay. I don't know. That's what it says.
Oh, whatever. Let's just read.
Alright, keep reading. Aren't you reading a new story now?
No, the news story is after this page. Do you want me to skip to the case files instead of reading all these long words?
Okay, sure.
Hold up. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, I have to go, so that'll end story time.
Okay, okay, so it's over?
It's over.
Alright.
Now.
Well,
Next time.
yeah, I guess this will be a new series if yeah, that would be awesome, but
Next time we'll read a scary story.
yeah.
Or a happy story. Or more
No, it has to be scary. Then it'll be happy. Then it'll be happy after we do scary. But yeah, this was story time with EpicXD, which is
Chrisy Man
awesome.
exclusive.
Yeah. Subscribe to Sal and Epic. Don't subscribe to me.
Yeah,
and
remember to subscribe to
have
me.
fun.
Don't
Just remember not to subscribe to Chrisy, man.
I subscribe to him. He's a good YouTuber.
I'm not a good YouTuber. Oh, also subscribe to Luro's Games, even though Epic said that he couldn't join.
I never said he couldn't join. I said we need to record right then and there.
Well, yeah, but I was like,
enough with our cat
then I was like, can he join? And you're like,
Alright,
no, we have to start it like
to
right
all of
now,
us.
so.
That was story time with EpicXD.
Yeah, bye.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Alright.